Hey everyone, I'm back and just woke up from a 20-minute nap. Felt freaking amazing. Now I'm ready to record this podcast. So, what I wanted to do today is talk a little bit about fundamentals of fitness and the way to stay fit for the term of your life. But some quick updates. I just finally got some new Metcon 7s. This is what they look like. The Nike Metcon 7s, so fresh. So I ID'd them. So pretty. So everyone knows how old I am. I guess really quick on the Metcons, I can't even review how good they feel because I've had my old one since 2018 and it's 2022. So there's just so much more stability. There's a lot of traction on the bottom, a slightly elevated heel, which are kind of nice for squats. And it allows me to train all different types of modalities. So I can do some Olympic lifting in them. I could do some CrossFit in them, powerlifting, and they just look fresh as fuck. So that's my review. I have a pretty wide foot, um, and a little bit flat of a foot, so it helps give me that arch in a way for the squats. And then the toe box does fit my wide foot pretty well. Whereas a lot of previous Nike Metcons and just Nike running shoes in general are a little bit more narrow. So that's my general review of it. um, all right, let's dive into what I have found and discovered to be the fundamentals of lifelong fitness. And this is really inspired by my own exploration and evolution of the last few years in my fitness journey, which really is started around 2012. So over 10 years ago at this point. And then a general gist of the client cycle of many of my own clients and what they go through with their fitness journey and the iterations and phases that they have, that I see them cycle through. And those really revolve around three main kind of bubbles, as I shared as an infographic again on CD Fitness's Instagram. If you don't follow us yet, it's cdfitness.chi. CD Fitness is for Conscious Diligent Fitness, not for Cheryl de Guzman, as you might think. But the three bubbles are: one, to practice; to proficiency; two, push your limits; and three, perform and or play. And as you cycle through these bubbles and kind of like that order and around you, it's like a rinse and repeat cycle, and you can apply it to anything else that you do in your life. And fitness teaches a lot of great lessons. So let's dive into the first fundamental. And this is going to actually be something I want to coach folks on in a live workshop this upcoming Monday, May. What is that? Let me see what it is. Monday, May 9th at 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. I want to coach folks on where they're at in their fitness journey. And if you show up to this workshop, I'm going to just review these fundamentals briefly, and then I'm going to actually call folks forward so that I can coach you and give you suggestions or feedback, or ideas on how to sustain your fitness or to push your fitness or to start playing or performing more. Okay, so really in practice, we can practice three things. We can practice skills, our habits, and our mindset and our language. And in fitness, there's 10 physical fitness skills. Okay, so there's strength, speed, endurance, stamina, flexibility, coordination, balance, accuracy, power, and agility. And the great thing about CrossFit training is that that addresses all 10 of those skills as you commit to the approach of CrossFit training, over time. So back in the day, it was just the website CrossFit.com, and you would do the workouts at your home or in your garage until they started building these boxes where they became gyms, and they are privately owned gyms where coaches who are certified in CrossFit training can then teach classes. And that's what I did for a while. I taught classes. I did under my CrossFit certification program, and then also just learning as an athlete myself, all of these different arenas. The next part of what we can practice is our habits. And so, habits like just simply showing up, right? Learning is a habit that you have to develop, being coachable, and progress monitoring is keeping track of your workouts or your food or even your sleep. Those are habits that take time to develop. And in the beginning of this journey for me, that meant the habits were putting on the running shoes, or it was signing up for my CrossFit class. It was logging my food into my Fitness Pal. And as I became more advanced as an athlete and then later as a coach, I had more habits that were automatic. So I didn't have to think about them as much. And then finally, we can practice our mindset, and also how we talk. Our language has a lot to do with how we become the person we want to be. So, this is, how are we talking to ourselves in our head? Are we constantly criticizing ourselves, or are we affirming positivity? Are we setting goals in a realistic and optimistic way? Are we building resilience through the consistency of showing up? Are we gaining confidence in the skills that we are practicing over time? So that's really practice. And in the very beginning, practice can seem like a chore. Practice takes time. It can be a chore. Just keep showing up. Okay. So that's when, after some time, you've developed your practice in these areas, is when you start to move into the bubble of pushing your limits. And this is where it can be fun, right? For some people. And in my skills, ways that I was able to push my limits, like I said, was to seek challenges and even competition with folks in my class. Or as I became a coach, that also meant that I had to work with my own coaches before I became one, so that I could know what it was like to have a coach and to be coached in fitness and in fitness skills. And another major habit that has really developed a lot of successful people, and can really be learned through fitness, is abstaining from instant gratification. So, instant gratification is all around us, but what fitness can teach us and the development of certain skills and mindsets is that it takes a process. It takes a long time at times to really develop proficiency and eventually to become a master at anything you want to do. So, if there's nothing that you take away from this whole podcast, it's to think about just abstaining from instant gratification in one way in your life and see how much more focus you have, how much energy you can redistribute to other areas, and how much more reward you actually get when you put in the hours of diligent action and put in the work over time to see the results and see yourself on the other side as transformed. Um, and another way that we can push, and I've seen myself and I've encouraged and worked with my clients to push themselves in their mindset. I already talked about positive affirmations, but it's to visualize. And I've read in several books for athletes' mindset like Chasing Excellence by Ben Bergeron and A Champion's Mind. The author is slipping my mind right now, and Relentless by Tim Grover, about the power of visualizing. Um, Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, I believe his name is, talks a lot about how the tool of simply visualizing intently can drive you to a result that you want to see yourself act on and even produce. And so we do visualization. We did that a lot in CrossFit, but I even have my clients do visualization in the types of foods they want to eat, the clothes they want to wear, the careers that they want to be in, and the list goes on. And then, of course, pushing our mindset in like feeding your brain, reading books, listening to podcasts that are reliable for your sources of information, being educated, getting certified, and even teaching others. Even if you're not teaching at the formal level, people around you are picking up on your behavior and your values and your mindset. And I ask you, what is the attitude or the aura that you want to give off to others so that you can push them to be better even without saying anything? Okay, so that is the bubble of pushing your limits. And that's all great. You know, you can push, 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 do, all that stuff. You could take it to the next level and perform. In my fitness career, that looked a lot like competition, signing up for races, and that was fun for me because, you know, for a lot of folks, they want to see themselves be better than they were, or, you know, maybe sometimes in the beginning you just want to be better than the next person, or just better, period. And so performing can help you assess the long-term progress. But you can also play. So play some new sports, play with your kids or your pets, try some new activities. And I'm grateful in a way for the last couple of years in the pandemic. Although gyms were closed and shut down, and that changed both my career path and my training program and outlook on my long-term fitness, it opened up some old and new pathways of enjoyment in everything I've learned in the gym, right? All that power, agility, speed, strength, coordination, flexibility, all those things I developed over time, from the time I started CrossFit in 2013 and the time I started running in 2011 or 2012 or whatever. They actually can be put into practice in the form of play. So my family and I started playing volleyball outdoors. My fiance and I started playing golf together, and he taught me how to swing a golf club for the first time ever, which was absolutely embarrassing and horrendous. And now it's fun. Later on, when um, the world became a little bit more open, I tried some pole dancing, and it opened up this door of like connecting to my sensuality and femininity, and that led to more dancing at home and like yoga. That's not necessarily the traditional vision of yoga, but like yoga dance slash like intimacy time with myself. um so not to get too in depth or excited, I just like to say that performing or playing can really bring out your inner child, or even your inner teen, especially for, you know, that competitive edge that you bring. Your inner teen wants to prove something and to show that they're worthy of like what they've been working on and who they're becoming. To recap, three fundamentals of lifelong fitness: cycling through practicing to proficiency, pushing your limits, and performing or playing can really help you sustain fitness for life. The side effects of just being fit, like feeling good naked, being more confident, making more money, having better intimacy, and relationships, are all side effects of having greater fitness.